To prepare the question answers of this chapter, it's important to take out all the points from this chapter. Let's start from the preparation. So, for their voyage, what preparation they make? Mary and Gordon, the couple, they had been honing seafaring skills for 16 years. Okay, so it's not that it was a sudden plan. For 16 years, they practiced, they improved their skills to start a big journey. Then the journey was planned for 3 years and a distance of 105,000 kilometers. Route plan, they make a route plan that they started their journey from England, then via South Africa, then through Indian Ocean, then to Australia, the Americas, and finally back to England. And for their journey, they got a boat built and they named that boat Wave Walker. And it was a 23-meter long, 30-ton wooden hull beauty, and it was professionally built. And then this boat was tested also. They spent months in the harsh weathers of British waters to test this boat and learn more skills also. Then during this journey, there was the whole family. Narrator, his wife Mary, and two children, son Jonathan and daughter Suzanne, who are 6 years and 7 years old respectively. Then they hired two crewmen also, two professionals for this journey, Larry Wiesel and Herb Ziegler. So finally, in July 1976, they started their voyage, and they begins it from Plymouth, England, and then the weather was good and cheerful. They enjoyed, and then from England via west coast of Africa, and when it was Indian Ocean, when they were about to start to reach Indian Ocean. So before that, as they knew that this ocean was going to be a tough journey for them, they hired two crewmen, Larry Wiesel and Herb Ziegler. Then in the Indian Ocean, in December 25, all these sailors, all these voyagers reaches 3,500 kilometers east of Cape Town. The weather was still atrocious, yet they had a wonderful holiday complete with a Christmas tree. So now when they reached to Indian Ocean, the weather was difficult. It was windy, stormy winds, and weather was not fine. Still they enjoyed Christmas. Then New Year also passed, but there was no improvement in weather. Then it was dawn of January 2nd, 1977, and gigantic waves in the morning, then sailing with only a small storm jib and was still making 8 knots. Then ship rises to the top of each wave, endless enormous seas rolling towards the ship, and the screaming of the wind and spray painful to ears. Then fighting the sea. There was a step when there was a struggle. So the storm jib dropped, a heavy mooring rope in a loop across the stern lashed, double lashed everything, went through life raft drill, attached lifelines, donned oilskins and life jackets. Means all these voyagers, they made themselves fit and ready to face the heavy storm. Then on 2nd January at 6 p.m., waves higher than the ship chase the ship. The wave hits back of the ship. The wave breaks the starboard. The ship was about to capsize. Then Mary, the narrator's wife, took the steering wheel. Larry and Herb also, they were pumping the water from the deck. Then an immediate action was required to repair the deck, and the narrator started doing that. Then pumps stopped functioning. Electric pumps were used. All radio signals blocked. No communication with base. And meanwhile, due to this struggle and high waves, narrator's daughter, who's 7 years old, Suzanne, she got injuries. Her eyes bumped against. Then on 3rd January, they had survived 48 hours and their auxiliary engine that was failed. Then 4th January, water level almost dipped. Still, they were unable to hoist sail on the mast for fear of the ship's possible wreckage. Then they hoisted the storm jib, and now narrator was trying to find some nearby, as they knew that their boat was not able to go far, and the nearby destination was Australia, but this nearby destination Australia was also too far for the boat to go. So he calculated, and he in his calculations he came to know that the nearby island was one El Amsterdam, though it was not in their route plan, but to save, now to survive and to save, they headed to the directions of El Amsterdam, though they were not certain about it. And in 48 hours, for the first time, they had something. Then on January 5, weather went on deteriorating. It was getting worse. And the children, they are motivating and inspiring their parents. So his son Jonathan, he said, "Daddy, if we are all dying, we are not afraid to die, if we all are together." So narrator was inspired, but more water flowed in. Sue also made a card for father to motivate him and to show her support. Narrator went to sleep after predicting the ships reaching El Amsterdam, though he was not sure. And in his heart somewhere, he doubted about their end also. Before 6 p.m., the ship reached El Amsterdam. Then they anchored there, and in the morning, they all were saved by the 28 inhabitants of El Amsterdam Island. So you have to learn all these points and then related other points like what was role of the children in this struggle, what was Mary's role, how the crewmen helped. All these questions you can prepare easily if you learn all these points well.